ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੇ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਐਨਡੀਪੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਨੇ ਪੀਲ ਰੀਜਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ, ਸਿਹਤ ਸਹੂਲਤਾਂ, ਆਟੋ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਅਤੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਵਰਗੇ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਤੋਂ ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਧਿਰ ਦੀ ਉਪਨੇਤਾ ਐਮਪੀਪੀ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਿੰਘ, ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਈਸਟ ਤੋਂ ਐਮਪੀਪੀ ਗੁਰਰਤਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਅਤੇ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਨਾਰਥ ਤੋਂ ਐਮਪੀਪੀ ਕੇਵਿਨ ਯਾਰਡ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋਏ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਅਗਲੇਰੀ ਤਿਆਰੀਆਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕੀਤੀ।
I'm Kevin Yard, the MPP for Brampton North, and I'm glad to be here with my colleagues, Sarah Singh, Guratin Singh, of course our leader, Andrea Horvath, and we've been talking about the throne speech, where there was nothing in the throne speech to help out ordinary Ontarians. We saw nothing in there talking about education, not one word was in there about education. And we know that a lot of schools, a lot of classrooms are still crammed with 20, 30 students in a classroom. We need to make sure that our students are safe. We all know that students from age 5 to age 12 cannot get the vaccine, but still this government is permitting classrooms which are well in excess of 15, where we're calling for at least a cap of 15 students. There is no mandate for teachers to go to school and make sure that they're vaccinated, so we are having teachers that are going to school that are not vaccinated as well. A lot of these vaccinations, a lot of the problems we've been seeing in the schools in terms of the virus is coming from home, where parents are not getting vaccinated and they're giving it to their kids and they're coming to school. So we need to make sure that we deal with that problem as well. One of the big issues, one of the big concerns obviously is auto insurance, and as a critic for auto insurance, we've been talking about this for years. Successive governments, the Liberals and Conservatives have said, they made promises, broken promises, we're going to lower your auto insurance. They mentioned that, the Liberals said that just before the 2018 election, and it didn't happen. The Conservatives, when they came into power and before the election, said that they would lower the auto insurance, and it hasn't happened. We pay the highest auto insurance rates in Brampton, and as a matter of fact, in my riding of Brampton North, we pay the highest, over $3,400, $3,500 a year in auto insurance. It's absurd. It is wrong. It needs to stop, and we need to stop having postal code discrimination in Ontario, because all you have to do in Brampton is step into Caledon, and you're paying less on auto insurance. And it's not based on your driving record. It's not based on how many accidents or tickets. It's just based on where you live, which is completely wrong, and that has to stop, because people are finding it very difficult to live in Brampton, to have a vehicle. Most people have one or two vehicles, but a lot of people are having to leave Brampton because they say they can't afford their vehicles and their mortgage and their food and their rent at the same time. So those are two things we talked about today, as well as health care. Now, the Conservatives promised they would bring another hospital to Brampton, but what did they do? They built an addition to Peel Memorial. That's not a new hospital, that's an addition to Peel Memorial. It's like saying you have a house and you make an adjustment to your house and it's a new house. No, it isn't. It's an adjustment to your house. So what we've been saying, what we've been calling for, is a third brand new hospital here in Brampton, which we need. We are one of the fastest growing cities, in Ontario, and we know it takes 5-10 years to get a hospital, so we need to do it now. The Conservative government said that they would add that addition to Peel Memorial, not this year, not next year in 2022, but sometime after that. So there is no guarantee with this addition to Peel Memorial anyways. We should be having shovels in the ground now, and the government had $5.6 billion allocated for them to deal with the pandemic, and they sat on it and they didn't utilize it. They didn't use it for healthcare, they didn't utilize it to lower our auto insurance, they didn't do it for safe schools. So this is what we're talking about today. The throne speech was basically nothing. And we're going to continue to fight for not just the people of Brampton, but for Ontarians as well.